Welcome to another episode of Sonic Gardens Radio, where we broadcast live recordings of the dozens of musicians and bands that have performed at Sonic Garden Studio in the heart of Empire State, Norwich, New York. So if you or someone you know would like to perform at the SG Studio, please feel free to send us a message. And if you have not already, please like and subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also visit us on Facebook at Sonic Gardens to see all the Facebook live performances, as well as videos and final cuts of performances here at the Garden. So joining me for the show, as always, Mr. Christopher, creating the atmosphere with his soothing musical creations. That's right. Oh, okay. All right, in addition, we are so happy that we also have the creator and the administrator for the Mad Chen Musicians, Madison Shenango Musicians Facebook page, and the biggest music fan. Please welcome Amy Davidson.
Hello, everyone.
So, Amy and I first met while we were recording the Monocle and Whiskey sessions. That was the first time we actually were introduced.
I think that was about a year ago.
Yeah, it
something.
was like February.
Yeah,
So
I
it's coming
came
up.
here and now you're stuck with me.
Yep. Well, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Nice. So, just like Sonic Gardens, Amy's been dedicated to promoting and supporting the music of Central New York. If you want to know what's going on with all your favorite local bands, you can visit and like the Madison Shenango Musicians Facebook page. And it's updated. How often do you?
I try to do the schedule Wednesdays and by the latest Thursday.
Nice. So here we are Thursday.
Yeah. And I actually update it right until the end of the day tomorrow. So if I catch stuff, I add it.
And what does it take to get on the list?
Not much. You can ask to be put on the list, and I just keep an eye on the local bands around. A lot of the venues will bring bands in that I've never heard. I go check them out. Then if they're doing shows in the area, I'll throw them on the list. It's not that hard. I like it.
Nice.
And if I like you, no. Actually,
Then you give a little extra push.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, the locals definitely.
It's a little closer.
Okay, how's that?
It's just a little far away from the microphone.
Well, you gave me this really comfy chair, so I'm all kicked back and hanging
That's
out.
right. We're always accommodating to our guests down
I
here
got
at
a
Sonic
nice
Gardens.
little setup right here.
Nice. So what was it that inspired you to start pushing the support of the local music scene in the Facebook page? Like, what was it?
Actually, a friend of mine created the page, Jamie McGregor. He's in a band, Metal Remains, right now.
Oh, okay.
And he created the page with a lot of good ideas. And shortly after he did that, I asked if he would mind if I did a schedule. It was kind of collecting my own thoughts and putting them on paper and organizing myself for a weekend, but then sharing it with everyone.
Nice. I noticed that there's something in the atmosphere in the last couple of years that it seems like a lot of people I know Like Bobby T has his New Egypt Entertainment, and he's always putting things out there as well.
Supporting local too. Yep.
And just a lot of different people. You have Mike with his ATS recording, and that gives a lot of support. And then everybody, if you are in the area, you go check out the open mic at the Blarney Stone Pub on Thursdays. And,
yes,
Todd
that's
Rutan,
a good time.
Todd Rutan heads that up, and again, a big support. It usually ends up being just all the local musicians that show up, more of a, as opposed to an open mic, it's a lot of talent in there.
Yeah,
in
a lot
night.
of friends. That's what I see when I go there. It's just a lot of musician friends hanging out.
Yeah, we have a good time. So we have a bunch of music here. We're going to start it out with our friends Uncle Uku and the Guise.
Good Guys.
Yeah, the Guise. And that is Head Up, Uncle Uku. I don't know if he's the Uncle Uku, but he does have some nephews and nieces, I think. So maybe he is Uncle Uku to some people.
Plus he plays the ukulele.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What else? What else is going on?
Actually, a big weekend of music around the area. And maybe we'll listen to some tunes, and then I'll cover a couple of nights this weekend and tell you what's going on.
All right. Do you know what you're doing this weekend?
I have a 70th birthday party, and it's going to take up a lot of the weekend. Bruce, if you're listening, get ready.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, the people that are 70 years old, they knew how to party.
God
they knew how to
bless
dance.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're good at life. You can learn a lot from them.
They had to get there somehow.
And the fact they got there.
Yeah, my dad, I think, is pushing 76 now. 76, yeah.
You gotta stay moving.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy this Uncle Uku and the Guise session recorded in early October, not too long ago. These guys were here in, I want to say, maybe it was January of this year, and they've really developed the band even more in this year. 2017 was a developing year for Uncle Uku. Please enjoy.
me one and only. Only when you're further down than me. Yes, you got to get your life on check. You can always count on me. The bruises on my back, made by your mouth, for the things you wanna scream and won't let out. The bruises on my back, made by your mouth, for the things you wanna scream and won't let out. You can't always let them dictate your life. You can't let them say what's right. In the end, you own all you've ever done, and it may shape your mind. The bruises on my back, made by your mouth, for the things you wanna scream won't treasure chest. Don't you fade away with the rest. And me, I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice. No, not me. I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice. I just start to pile up outside. Oh no, no, it's your mind. The price they seek might cost your mind. No, not me. No, not me. No, not me. I'm standing tall this time. Not me. I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice. No, not me. I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice. Rasta. No, not me. I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice. No, not me. I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice. No, not me. I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice. No, not me. I'm standing tall this time. I'm gonna raise my voice.
Was that one keepable? It felt like something was funny in there. Oh, doesn't matter. Forgot.
Doesn't matter. Iron screen or retro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Sonic Gardens Radio. We're going to continue this with Uncle Uku and the Guise, and we'll be back with Amy Davidson in the schedule for this weekend. Stay tuned.
The and all I've seen is where I've been, and all you do shines through in you. I know you live your life trying to do just what is right. In the end you find you fought the wrong fight. You fought the wrong fight. And we will go on with the love of an Irish sun, and the colors green, bright and true, and the Irish angel flies by you, and the Irish angel flies by you, and the Irish angel flies by you, by you. By you. Oh, by you. When we were young, smaller and unwise, we would overcome with each other by our sides, just rolling through the night, never worrying what was right. In the end we find we fought the wrong fight. We fought the wrong fight, but we will go on with the love of an Irish sun, and the colors green, bright and true. The Irish angel loves by you, and the Irish angel loves by you, and the Irish angel loves by you, by you, by you. tune or G string. Switcherooski.
Moist in here. Moist.
A little sweaty.
Ah, yeah.
Sweating out last night's demons.
Oh, I'm trying to add more.
Trying to add more.
Maybe I'm sweating from withdrawal. Nope, not. Never mind. I got scotch over here.
I love scotch. Scotch.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Soundgarden Radio.
Yes, they call it treason when you speak your own mind. They don't need no reason to convict you of the crime. I was wearing my seatbelt, you donut choking swine. I will stand by my rights now, and justice will be mine. We've got a right to revolution. We've got to take it hand in hand. We've got a right to revolution. We've got to take it hand in hand. Excuse me, Mr. Motion, what is it that makes you laugh? Is this Seth's long hair or Trooper Lewis's badge? That piece of metal don't give him rights to lie. I saw from the start you was on only side. We've got a right to revolution. We've got to take it hand in hand. We've got a right to revolution. We've got to take it hand in hand. Yes, they call it treason when you speak your own mind. They don't need no reason to convict you of the crime. I was wearing my seatbelt, you lying fucking swine. I will stand for my rights now, and justice will be mine. We've got a right to revolution. We've got to take it hand in hand.
All right, ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen,
for
you're
coming,
listening to
Facebook Live.
Sonic Gardens Radio. And that was Uncle Uku and the Guise performing. So, just let everybody know once again, if you don't know already, what Sonic Gardens is. Let me tell you. Sonic Gardens is a live recording studio designed to capture the audio and video of your band. Here at Sonic Gardens, our goal is to document and support the talent of area musicians. We are always looking for bands to fill our calendar, so don't be shy. You know, come on in. Let's document your sound. So please contact me through Facebook with any interest, and join our ever-growing Sonic Gardens family. Once again, listening to Sonic Gardens Radio. That was Uncle Uku and the Guise. We have more music coming to you. We also have Amy Davidson in the studio here, and she's going to share the list of what's going on. But also, in addition to any bands, if you would like to promote an event or your business or even an idea live on our radio show, please message me. I'm always up for a good conversation. Again, Amy Davidson with us. She's going to fill you guys in on what's going on. I'm going to pass the mic to her. Give you your many entertainment options right here in Central New York. Amy.
Hello again. So just to give you a quick history with the page that I do, it's Madison, Shenango, and beyond. I've started adding other counties. There's really no stipulation. So if you want to join in, have your band covered on the schedule, just join the page, send me a message, get a hold of me somehow. So what's going on this weekend? Friday night, actually an early start. McGurk's Irish Pub, Shenango Bridge. There's a noon show with Joe Alston and Jackie Colombo of Milkweed. That's going to take you through the lunch hour, so grab some food, listen to some tunes, say hi when you're there. Then we've got the Bearded Beldam is going to be at Tioga Downs Racetrack. If you don't know these guys, that's the Woodshed Prophets. They're going to be doing 2 sets of some good old-fashioned power twang starting at 9 o'clock. The Laughing Buddha episodes with Mike Davis and crew are going to be taking on Patrick's Pub in Elmira starting at 9:30. Big show down at the Touch of Texas in Binghamton, 9 o'clock. Gun Poets with special guest Reckless Marcy. Reckless Marcy is local, maybe out of Binghamton. Then over in Owego, Originals Bar and Lounge, 7 o'clock, the Nate Gross Band. If you haven't heard these guys yet, you should check them out. They're a really soulful blues, lot of original music, worth your while. Over in the range in Ithaca, which is a little bit of a hike, but maybe we're reaching some Ithaca friends over there. Friends with Benny's, who I just recently caught at Rita's, will be there, and we'll be having Vida B opening up for them. Show starts at 9 o'clock. Then going back to a little bit of an early hour, at 4 o'clock, Oxford Tavern, there's going to be an ugly sweater party. Starts at 2 o'clock, then at 4 o'clock, String of Pearls is going to go on and play until 8 for your entertainment. Another big show heading up north a little bit, Westcott Theater, Donna the Buffalo, with special guests and friends of mine, the Old Main. Ticket information, you can go on to the Westcott Theater, check it out. Doors open at 7. I believe the show starts at 8. Then there's a big show, actually a release of their new album. Floodwood is going to be at the Kirkland Art Center main stage for the release of the new album Till I Die. Friday night, they're going to have a special guest opener of Nigel Felony. Ray Brothers Barbecue over in Balkville. If you haven't been there yet, you should check out the food. Obviously, a lot of barbecue, good food. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Chris Merkley is going to be doing, a solo from 8 to 9, and then he's got a duo going on from 9 to 10:30. B-Side Ballroom and Supper Club over in Oneana, one of my favorite places in Oneana. 10 p.m. Esquale. Doors open up at 9, show at 10, $5 cover. Let's see, Naples, Roots Cafe. Bess Greenberg is gonna be playing there. She's super stoked to be having her first show, so go over there, grab some grub, a little drink, hang out with her, and make sure you stop in and say hi. And the last thing for Friday night is going to be Acoustic Brew in Binghamton at Nips Park Avalon Saloon. They go on at 9 o'clock. So that's a lot for Friday night. Lots of choices. Binghamton, Syracuse, Oneana, Norwich. Check it out. And I'll be back soon to talk about Saturday night.
I thought you were going to keep going with Saturday.
We'll come back and talk about Saturday.
And we're back. Everybody, you've been listening to Sonic Gardens Radio. We have Amy Davidson here with us.
Hey.
Thank you very much. That was nice. Yeah, so your list is ever growing.
It is. It's a lot of fun to put together, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see more live bands, more venues supporting them. I love seeing people say it's my first time here. It's nice to have the support of the venues for the local musician.
Yeah, definitely. So, here's one for you. I'm curious, if any, and you don't have to say, I know that you love all the bands, but who are your favorite bands to see?
I would have to start out with some really old friends of mine, Woodshed Prophets. I've been listening to them for years. I've actually known the bass player. I think we figured it out 16, 17 years, Mr. Ed Glia.
Yeah.
I know him back from Fetish Lane days. That's how I met him. And through him, I met everybody else in the band and just became friends with them. So I go and see them a lot when I can. And they're just good people. And that's the thing about a lot of these bands, is not only are they stellar musicians, but they're really good people.
Yeah, I've found the same in my journeys here. I'm just blown away. I constantly am meeting just new phenomenal musicians and the people that fit in around here and the different jams and things we do. Yeah, it's
There's
amazing.
so many places around here that you're just going to walk into musicians, and whether they're hanging out socially or they pull out a guitar and a couple will start playing and then they just add on to it. It's amazing in this area, the amount of socializing everybody does and looks forward to hanging out with the other musicians, because usually somebody's playing. When they're playing, nobody can see it. So to have that opportunity for you guys to hang out, that makes me smile. to look around and see you guys having that time.
Nice. Yeah, like for me, it's I always felt like music, and it always was like a for many years it was like bands were very competitive, and it was always like we're the best band, and everybody kind of kept their distance. They're like they don't want anybody to know what they're doing behind the closed doors. But so like a big thing with me here at Sonic Gardens was being welcoming to all the musicians and kind of bringing it together where we have, you know, we get together a night a week where just everybody gets together and just jam. Even last night we had an amazing jam that started from you know, nothing. We just started playing riffs, and next thing you know, a half hour later we were euphoric from the music. It's just amazing.
It takes you places, and you can get lost in it very easily. There's a real cohesion with the musicians around here now. I think as times got tougher or gigs got harder to book, everybody felt that, and they understood each other more, and there's not that competition so much anymore, and everybody's friends and everybody hangs out.
Yeah. So
it's a
the
tough
hub,
industry.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, a big thing with what we're doing here with Sonic Gardens Radio is that I'm just trying to showcase the talent that is right here. You know, everybody looks to what's bigger and the top hits and all this, and it's like that's what it means to be a musician or whatever the case is. But I like the idea of showcasing the local talent, you know, being my history with my father being a drummer from the 50s, coming all the way through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, you know, playing with, you know, I have recordings, obviously. Just the other night I played a show from the 80s, and I have other stuff in the future. Be on the lookout. We're going to be playing some Moonhill Band from the 70s, and that's all original music. And when you really evaluate that, you say, you know, what a phenomenal band. And the difference between them and someone that made it big off their one hit and lived off it for 40 years, it just really was, to me, was a roll of the dice. It could have went. You have to put in the work, but just because you put in the work doesn't mean you're going to get the reward.
No, and the fact that your dad still plays, he comes here, that's a true musician. He's played all these years. And I don't know if compromise, but he hasn't lost what he loves. And he still plays it.
Yeah.
And he still plays with you guys and younger generations.
Well, when I was 18 years old, I started playing the guitar, basically folk music, strumming the guitar when I was, maybe 15. Like, I tried it earlier. I'd played the drums since I was a little kid, but I never, learned the chord structure. So when I first learned, I just learned a lot of Bob Dylan and acoustic guitar, and that's all I knew for many years. So, and him being a drummer, it was like we were this like two-piece band that were just solid in sync, with what the rhythm of those songs, and then a little later, and when I got a little bit older, my cousin Chris in here, he kind of opened my eyes to the creation of music and being original and not necessarily just copying what someone else was already created.
Your own thing.
Right. So we kind of started young with 4 tracks and doing a lot of weird stuff and experimenting, which led us to here all these years later.
Experimenting's fun.
Yeah,
because it's original.
especially with music.
That's one thing that drives me nuts when I talk to people. They say they don't know the music of a band because it's original. Well, at some point, everyone was original, whether you're on the radio or whatever. And that's why I support these guys, is because these are our friends and our neighbors, and they've got CDs out, and they do their own stuff, and they want to be heard just like everybody else.
Yeah, and it's a it's a proven fact that the reason why all these songs, it's because they're pushed. It's because they're constantly in your face. You're waking up to the same songs every day. I mean, I know the words to songs that I have no desire to know, and I'm not trying to be cynical, but I'm
Because
just
it's in
saying
your
that
face
it's
and in your
not my
ears.
thing, and I didn't as much care for it. So again, I'm blown away when I hear like my friend Troy Abbott come
Yes.
in here with Uncle Uku and the guys and listen to him sing his songs and pour out that emotion and that authenticity. It just really it that's where it's at for me. And I really think the whole world is moving towards a more authentic being. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I feel like we've had enough after 2 decades of reality shows, of staged reality shows, and just absurd, bull crap, whatever. Bull crap. That's what we say on Sonic Gardens Radio.
Bleep bleep. When I go out and hear music, it's obviously a Friday, Saturday, sometimes midweek. I just worked 40-hour week, did whatever running around I had to do, and so did all the musicians that are up on that stage, and they're going to give 110%, and I'm there to forget my week, and we're in that together. They're playing, I'm listening, and for those hours, there's nothing else that can touch me. And with all the bull crap going on in this world, it's nice to lose myself in something so good.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I hear you.
Yeah, because this world's crazy right now.
The world is.
But we've got music.
That's right. That's what that's where I find if I keep busy with what I'm doing, then none of that stuff bothers me. Although it is hard to look at any media outlet, whether it's Facebook. Not as much Facebook these days, it seems, but I don't know, I have these news feeds on my phone, and there'll be maybe 5 articles, that they're highlighting, and 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, rarely ever is it 2 out of 5, are a story about Donald Trump, whether it was did this or did that, and it's just like we're all numb.
We're numb,
numb.
but I think we're also blown away. We can't believe this is happening. This is our world right now that we're living in.
And everything is so complicated that it just gets spun around, and yeah. It doesn't matter what your opinion is, it's like a 50-50 split no matter what you talk about. And you could almost test it if you wanted to spend a day doing surveys. And I guess depending on what part of the world you're in and where. But for the most part, it seems like it's always there's always somebody that can argue the opposite. And it's really come down to even factual things, because in the end, you can always just say, no, no, that's not true. prove it. Or whether it's the sky is blue. Well, no, it's not. It's green.
And I've seen a lot of people lately talk about good vibes, bad vibes, and everyone has a choice, I believe. There is some people out there with some really bad vibes, but your choice is whether you stay and hang out or whether you walk away. And I walk away a lot because especially when I'm out in a bar listening to music, I'm out to get rid of all of that from the week. So I'm really good at walking away and choosing the people I hang out with because I want good vibes. And there's too much negative in some people.
Yeah. And it's contagious. It's contagious both ways.
Yes.
If you're around a lot of negativity, it pushes you that direction. And if you can get around a lot of positive people, it pushes you in that way. Yeah, I agree.
Pick and choose.
So, we faded off, but what I was trying to segue into was that I guess our next round was I was going to play some Jeff and Pep live at the Garden when Jeff Rasmussen, one of my heroes, and of course my father playing the drums. So Jeff Rasmussen, amazing guitar player, songwriter. He's just phenomenal, and I hope over time I can dish out some of these original music. The first one I'm going to play is a song called Beaver Meadow.
I like this one.
And so in addition, Jeff Rasmussen, then we got my father on the drums, Mr. Pep Majorano. And then we got Mr. Christopher playing the keys, and me on the bass. So, let's see. Oh wait, we're gonna scrap. We're gonna go to. I'm not going to do Beaver Meadow first, folks. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're going to run a live track. This first one's going to be C'est la vie.
One, two, three. They had a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. You could tell that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. Sure, Madame had rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. Goes to show you never can tell. They furnished off an apartment with a 2-room Roebuck sale. The coolerator was crammed with TV dinners and ginger ale. And when Pierre found work, the little money coming worked out well. C'est la vie, say the old folks. Goes to show you never can tell. They had a high-five photo, man, did they let it blast. With 700 little records, all rock and rhythm and jazz. But when the sun went down, the rapid tempo of the music fell. Say the old folks, goes to show you never can tell.
set free. They drove it down to New Orleans to celebrate their anniversary. It was there where Pierre ready to the lovely Mademoiselle. C'est la vie, say the old folks. Goes to show you never can tell. Everybody. La 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 the old folks, 'cause it's all you never can tell.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic Gardens Radio. It's Pep and Jeff with the garden tools. Next song here, we're gonna do a little Beatles classic, a little song called
Me like she does. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. And if somebody loved me like she does, oh, she does. Yeah, she does. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Somebody ever love me like she do me? Ooh, she do me. She done me good. And if somebody ever love me like she do me, ooh, she do me. Done me good. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm in love for the first time. Don't you know that it's gonna last? It's a love that lasts forever. It's a love that has no past. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
All right, you're listening to Sonic Gardens Radio live on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Got Amy Davidson in the studio. We just had some other guests come in here as well. Maybe we'll get some mics for them. Meanwhile, continue to enjoy Jeff and Pep live at the Garden. This last one here is, what's this song?
Oh, wow. I was arrested, charged with a crime, forgot to plead innocent, 'cause darling, you're not mine. Oh, why should it happen to me? When I cried, have mercy if you please. My lawyer said plead guilty and tried to cop a plea. But why should I plead guilty when you don't belong to me? Oh, why should it happen to me? Well, I cried, have mercy if you please. Said maybe the judge he can't agree. The jury keeps on guessing, but the DA says it's me. Oh, why should it happen to me? Well, I cried, have mercy if you please.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Sonic Gardens Radio.
All right. One more?
Welcome back. Actually, hopefully you're just listening to that awesome jam.
I guess then,
Little Richard.
we might have
Little Richard.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, Sonic Gardens. Look out for the actual final video is always coming. Always something new popping on Sonic Gardens. Main and neat show. All right. Cut it.
So once again, Sonic Gardens Radio in the studio, Amy Davidson. She's gonna give you guys the rundown on what's going on Saturday night in the central New York area. Amy.
Coming. There, right. Technology. There we go. Saturday. Norwich. Rita's Tavern. One of my favorite places in Norwich. Love going there. The Nate Gross Band is coming back and playing at 10 o'clock. Blind Tiger in Johnson City. Going on at 8 o'clock is Rick Icovelli and Rob Stakera. Rob is with Woodshed Prophets. Does a lot of solo, duo stuff with these guys too. Patrick's Pub in Elmira. My new friends with Benny's. Check them out. Make sure all these bands that I'm talking about, you guys get on Facebook, give them a like, give them a listen. Well worth it. Next, we got Orlock. They are going to be playing at Endicott's newest spot for live music, Northside Tavern. I love new spots. Love when they host the bands. They are going to be with special guest Adam at the Apple. And if you know that place, Danny Tanner is behind the bar. Go Danny. 10 p.m. Then part 2 of the Floodwood CD release, still at the Kirkland Arts Center, main stage. They're having their second night of 2. This time around, the old main's going to be opening up for them. Hamilton, Good Nature. They just opened up a new brewery in Hamilton. north side of town, south side, but it's in Hamilton. Get out there and check it out. I've heard the food's good. If you like good beer, I've heard that's good too. But Saturday night, 9 o'clock in the tap room, which is their one downtown still, Kiona Hudson is going to be playing at 9. Back over the hill to Oneonta, Buffalo Stack is going to be at the B-Side Ballroom and Supper Club. Check out the B-Side. They have amazing food, and Rebecca and Wayne Carrington, the owners of that place, are also musicians, and they have an amazing venue over there. Music, food, good people. Stop in. And we're back. Little technical difficulty. I only have one eye ear. Oh, there we go. I'm back in both my ears. All right, so we're to Touch Up Texas, back down in Binghamton. The Beatle Brothers return. They're going to be playing at 6 o'clock. You should keep an eye on the Touch Up Texas since they've gone under new ownership. They're bringing in some really great shows. Go on to Facebook, like them, and check them out. Cyber Cafe West in Binghamton, 9 o'clock. Bess Greenberg Band. She's got the whole band that night. Michael Wu on bass, Joe Alston on guitar, and Corey Caruso on drums. So make sure you check out Bess. That is going to take care of Saturday night. I've got 2 quick ones for Sunday, and then that's going to wrap up the weekend. 6 on the Square in Oxford. YA Note Sisters at 2 p.m. Jump on their website to find out ticket information, and it's not a bad idea to make reservations there. Then last thing I got for you guys this week is McGurk's Irish Pub. 3 o'clock on Sunday is going to be Elixir. So go out for a mid-afternoon drink and some food and listen to some tunes. So that's what I've got. Ange and I are going to talk a little more and see what other questions he comes up with for me.
Ooh, that sounds like pressure.
No pressure.
All right. Thank you very much, Amy, for coming in and everything else.
You're most welcome.
Awesome.
I
Having a
love
good time.
reaching out to other musicians and fans and people in the large way that we're doing here.
So, you know, like I could tell when we first met, obviously it was here and through music, but that you loved music and that you had like a passion for it. But I'm wondering, was there something when you were young, or what was it that when you first got turned on to music?
It was when I quit drinking over 16 years ago. I used to go out and listen to music, but it was because it was in a bar and there was drinks there. So I've always loved music and always loved to dance. But when I stopped drinking, I quit going out for probably 5 or 6 years. And then I missed music and I was very bored. And unfortunately, a lot of places to see music are in bars. So I sucked it up and went out. And that's a lot of years ago now. And music, it's so different. Everybody can dance drunk, but to dance sober is because you feel it and you hear it and you understand it. I can say that because I understand music and I can feel it with my body. And that's how I dance. So getting sober brought me to where I am today and all of you guys.
So that was it. 16 years ago was your
I hit my
music
wall.
epiphany. You weren't listening to music when you were drinking?
I was, but it has a whole new meaning for me now.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I agree completely. To be able to tap into the joy button without a few drinks.
People
It's
don't
tough for
understand.
everyone.
Yeah.
That's why people just stay home, because it's too much work to loosen up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't understand.
Well, that and DWIs too. That's probably
Oh.
keeps a lot of people in.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I actually didn't know that you didn't drink.
Because I blend in very well.
Chameleon.
Yeah. I'm slippery. I just walk around and weave around people and go where I want.
Well, you also don't make people feel uncomfortable
No.
for what they do. That happens a lot with ex-drinkers.
Yeah. I'm good. I've had some people in one night, the same person ask me if they can buy a drink. And it's just funny.
You're like, will it bother you?
Will it bother me?
No, that's what do they ask that?
Oh, no. They just can't remember that I told them I didn't drink.
Oh, they try to buy you a drink.
Yeah.
More than once in the
Yeah.
same night.
Yeah. And they don't get it.
Okay. I got that.
No, people are funny too, because if after an entire night, a gig, and dancing, then they find out that I'm not drinking, and at that hour they ask, but how do you dance if you don't drink? And it's hard to explain to somebody at that hour of the morning how I dance just because of the music.
Well, we had a event last night where some people were over and we were playing music, and it was just an improv jam, but it lasted for maybe like 20 some minutes. I don't know, but some of the people that were here when it was all done, there was like this. Everybody was really giddy, and like it was this energy was going, and the guy watching, he said, "This makes me want to get some shrooms." And then I said, "We are mushrooms."
We are your drug.
But yeah, so I totally know what you mean, because we had that feeling of we were extremely high from the music, you know. Do you agree? All right, so everybody, thanks again. This is Sonic Gardens Radio. Amy Davidson in the house. We're gonna pull something out of the vault here. Let's see.
But yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little. Sonic Gardens Radio. All right, so coming out of the vault, this one goes way back. One of the first recordings that we put together here, back when our friend Mr. Dan Carrick, Dan, if you're out there listening, this one has your beautiful saxophone in it. It also includes a little lecture from the great Ram Dass This is Sonic Gardens Band featuring Baba Ramdas. Sonic Gardens Radio.
You get very addicted, and the addictions we're seeing, like with crack, are inner city because of the lack of opportunity. The coke among the middle class is because, as I said before, the fantasies aren't fulfilling. So they're all symptoms of problems. We're responding to the symptoms with a kind of overkill of categorizing all chemicals together, except the ones of cultural choice, like alcohol, as bad, and saying say no to drugs. But there are a category of chemicals called tryptamines, psychedelics, so on, that are very, very promising in terms of their use in a culture for therapeutic purposes, to help people break out of the sets that they're trapped in with their minds, to open relationships up again, like marriages that get stuck, to work with prisoners who have a terrible recidivism rate statistic, to help people die, to help people with pain, etc. All that research in those areas has been stopped because of this sort of just blanket, pervasive paranoia about drugs. And it's very unfortunate. And I spoke at a conference recently in which there is a great attempt to legitimize research with MDMA or ecstasy or Adam, to see it in working in relationship therapy. That's going on in Switzerland. It probably is going on in Germany, and we hope it'll go on in Czechoslovakia and some of the countries that don't have the same panic that we have at this moment, that we're importing as our drug war. I think each of us can get educated, can be calm about it, can do what you have to do, knowing the conditions you exist in. This is not quite the climate at this moment for drug research. But many people do it anyway. And you do it knowing that part of the setting is paranoia. And that's a delicate situation. It's not optimal conditions for that kind of inner work. We've learned over the years that no method is necessary, so that if those kinds of drugs are not available for altering behavior, we certainly know that there are other ways of doing it. I think what we've just got to do is extricate ourselves from the value judgments about it, and not make them into ethical issues, but realize that drug use, a lot of people use drugs to escape. Others use it to explore. Others use it to get more. And the attachment to excess is what the problem is in the society. And the attachment to the avoidance of pain is what the problem is. drugs per se. So all I can suggest is education and thoughtfulness and being straight with people about the way you see it. You, sir. I agree with you. I think that, as I say to you, all methods are traps. I said it before. Drugs are traps, gurus are traps, any conceptual, even trying, even the thought that there is enlightenment is a trap. The whole game is a trap. But still, that doesn't mean you don't use the methods. You use the methods knowing full well that for them to work, you get trapped, and all you hope is that they self-destruct at the other end. Because to not use methods doesn't satisfy the yearning of the heart. The yearning of the heart. And the best method is no method. That's a Krishnamurti or whatever those guys are, the Vedantists or the, you know, whatever the empty mishpacha are. They're the ones that, you know, say don't stand anywhere. And I agree. The question is, can you go directly there? If you can, do it. If not, there are some slow paths for the, you know, the lame and the halt. That's all I'm saying. Is that all right? Can you hear it? Okay. Now the lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Sonic Gardens Radio. Keep forgetting to switch this. Excuse me, Sonic Gardens Radio. Mr. Christopher, bringing us those delightful synthesizer sounds. So, thanks for tuning in to Sonic Gardens Radio. Everybody, thanks Amy for coming in.
Thank you guys, all you musicians, Ange for having this place. I'm looking forward to doing this on a weekly basis.
That'd be great. So, looks like tune in next Thursday to see what's going on. And we'll get Amy in here again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. 8-ish. Don't
8-ish.
Ish. There's a strong.
Don't hold us to it. You know, we're not any network.
We gotta get our stuff together at that hour of the night.
We're on a very low budget here down at Sonic Gardens.
I came carrying a bag of chips in my teeth when I walked through the door tonight, which reminds me they're right over there.
I mean, we're getting by. We have some peanuts and things like that. There's a little bit of water. So,
little.
But we could use all the help. So, you know.
It's a good place to come and hang out, meet new people. So if you're interested.
So if you're interested in Sonic, donating to Sonic Gardens, message me. I know there'll probably be a lot of responses to that, so I'll make sure I address each one in order.
Order as they're received.
Yes. First come, first serve, like the DMV.
You don't have to wait in line here, though.
No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sonic Gardens Radio, and we are out.
Good night.